mutilation is a procedure where the female genitals are deliberately cut, injured or changed, but where there's no medical reason for this to be done. It's usually carried out on girls between infancy and the age of 15. It is illegal in the UK and is child abuse. FGM usually happens to girls whose mothers, grandmothers or extended family have had FGM themselves, or if their father comes from a community where it's carried out. The National Police Chiefs Council lead for FGM states that female genital mutilation is a barbaric and violent crime, a violation of human rights, often with lifelong consequences, committed by people children should be able to trust the most. This is similarly agreed by Justice Philippa Whipple. FGM is said to be carried out for a number of reasons. FGM is carried out as a way to control a woman's sexuality. It is thought to ensure virginity before marriage and fidelity afterwards, and to increase male sexual pleasure. FGM is seen as part of a girl's initiation into womanhood and an intrinsic part of a community's cultural heritage. This relates to honour-based violence. Honour-based violence is a form of domestic abuse which is perpetrated in the name of so-called honour. FGM is a form of honour-based violence. Some believe that the external female genitalia is considered dirty and ugly and should be removed, therefore promoting hygiene and aesthetic appeal. Although FGM is not endorsed by Islam or Christianity, supposed religious doctrine is often used to justify the practice. For many, FGM is a prerequisite for marriage. However, there are no acceptable reasons that justify FGM.
There are 4 types of FGM. The first is where the clitoris is removed completely or half. The second type is where again the clitoris is removed along with the inner lips, known as the labia minora. The third type includes removal of both the clitoris and the labia minora, but the bigger lips are also removed. When everything is removed, the edges are sewn, leaving a tiny passage for menstrual flow and urine. Type 4 is also known as unclassified, which may include pricking of the clitoris, corrosive materials being introduced, tattoos, or even cutting into the floor of the vagina.
Terminology used for this procedure has gone through a number of changes. When it first came to international attention, it was referred to as female circumcision. However, this was criticised for being drawn parallel to male circumcision, creating confusion. The term FGM is used by a wide range of women's health and human rights organisations. The word mutilation emphasises the gravity of the act and reinforces that the procedure is a violation of women and girls' basic human rights. This expression gained support in the late 1970s and has been used ever since. In the late 1990s, the term female genital cutting was introduced, following dissatisfaction with the term FGM, as there was a concern that communities could find the term mutilation malicious, therefore alienating practicing communities. The origins of the practice are unclear. It predates the rise of Christianity and Islam. It is said that some Egyptian mummies displayed characteristics of FGM, but following that, it has been used by many societies and people. FGM is illegal in the UK. It is an offence to perform FGM, including taking a child abroad for FGM, help a girl perform FGM on herself in or outside of the UK, help anyone perform FGM in the UK, help anyone perform FGM outside of the UK on a UK national or resident, or fail to protect a girl for who you are responsible from FGM. Prohibition of Female Circumcision Act 1985 made it an offence to perform FGM on children and adults. Female Genital Mutilation Act 2003 made it an offence to arrange FGM outside the country for British citizens and permanent residents, even if the country FGM is performed in is legal. Section 70 to 75 of the Serious Crimes Act 2015 helps stop FGM and protects victims. The Act extends the reach so FGM applies to habitual as well as permanent UK residents, introduces a new offence of failing to protect a girl from risk of FGM, grants lifelong anonymity to victims, brings in a civil FGM protection order to protect potential victims, and introduces a duty on professionals to notify the police of known cases of FGM carried out on a girl under 18. Anyone who performs FGM or takes a child out of the UK to be cut can face up to 14 years in prison, and anyone found guilty of failing to protect a girl from FGM can face up to 7 years in prison.
Statistics show that there is an estimation of 137,000 women and girls who are victimised by FGM in UK and Wales, as per the prevalence of FGM in UK and Wales, National and Local Estimates 2015. NSPCC have stated to respond over 2,100 contacts about FGM since June 2013, which have also resulted in a referral to the police or children's services. NSPCC have also provided a dedicated helpline in June 2013 for anyone concerning FGM. Since July 2015, 205 female genital mutilation protection orders have been made to safeguard girls from female genital mutilation. Over 100 girls were identified as having or were having treatment for FGM in England in 2015 to 2016, as per the Health and Social Care Information Centre 2017 on FGM. An estimation of areas where FGM is performed in UK is mostly in London, which could be due to a larger population or cultural influences in those areas.
The first prosecution under the new Female Genital Mutilation Act of 2003 was that of Dr. Danuson Dharmasena and other, where the young doctor was charged with committing FGM following an incident involving stitching up a mother after the birth of her first child. Although the jury found Dharmasena not guilty of subjecting a mother to FGM after he delivered her baby, this case saw the first prosecution of FGM since the practice was outlawed in England and Wales in 1985. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Alison Saunders, defended the decision of the court in this case, stating that the not guilty verdict would not affect our resolve to bring those who do commit FGM to justice where we have the evidence to do so. Also acquitted, the second case regarding FGM in the UK saw a 50-year-old solicitor from South London accused of arranging female genital mutilation on his daughter when she was 9. Once the evidence of the case was analysed, the jury found the defendant not guilty of 2 counts of FGM, 2 alternative counts of wounding with intent, and 3 counts of cruelty to a child. Lethan Bartholomew, the head of National FGM Centre, expressed, "While we respect the decision of the jury, it is important to remember that someone did carry out female genital mutilation on the victim almost a decade ago." The third and most current case of FGM in the UK is that of a Ugandan woman and a Ghanaian man from East London. Charged under the Female Genital Mutilation Act of 2003, the pair were accused of failing to protect their 3-year-old daughter from the risk of female genital mutilation in August 2017. The couple initially claimed the injuries the little girl sustained was due to falling from a work surface and straddling a cupboard door. The mother claimed she fell on the metal and it ripped her private part. Their daughter, now in care, the pair were remanded in custody and appeared at the Old Bailey on the 31st of August. The woman was found guilty of cutting her 3-year-old daughter, charged with 11 years in prison and a further 2 years for possessing indecent images and extreme pornography on the 8th of March this year, while her partner was cleared of involvement following a trial. John Cameron, the head of helplines at NSPCC, said, "This landmark case sends a very clear message that FGM will not be tolerated in this country under any circumstances." Despite an estimated 65,000 young women and girls in the UK being at risk of having FGM, the topic has historically been neglected in public discourse. However, recently legislation has created avenues for more victims to come forward and raise awareness of the abuse. Layla Hussein has been an advocate in bringing awareness to the issue of FGM. This has encouraged more British women than ever before to share their stories. In 2015, a comic relief documentary brought even more awareness, with actress Zoe Ashton reporting the way in which UK girls are cut abroad.
So are there girls who come from the UK who you help the parents to cut them here?
waxay ka imaadaan Maraykan ama Yurub ay ka imaadaan UK waa ka imaadaan xagga America waa ka imaadaan Yurub meel walba ka imaadaan.
And can you tell me what the process is for the UK girls?
horta tirmada ma ogtahay marka hore dhaqdhaqaaq la siinaa qalabka ka qabanayso qalabteeda maya sik ka qaba.
Do you carry this with you at all times?
sik kana عمل والنكان كاو ديانا الكاغبة أنا قرسيسة يعني كوانتي تقطريتك.
And again, there's no sterilization. And that's it.
Awareness has no doubt aided in the reporting and stopping of cases of FGM. Legislation has also aided in reinforcing that the act is in fact abuse and a crime. However, the cultural stigma and the shame attached to speaking out against such abuse remains a significant barrier to progress. If you are a victim of FGM, share your story. If you are in danger of FGM, raise alarm. And above all, if you don't stand for abuse, raise awareness.